5 Habits of Successful People. What if I told you that the difference between successful people and everyone else isn't talent? It isn't luck. It isn't even intelligence. The difference is 5 simple habits. Habits that anyone can develop. Habits that cost nothing to implement. But habits that 95% of people ignore completely. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to reveal these 5 game-changing habits. I'll show you exactly how to implement them, and I'll prove to you why they work using real examples from some of the world's most successful people. By the end of this video, you'll have a blueprint for transforming your life. But here's the catch. You must watch until the very end, because the 5th habit I'm going to share will shock you. It's the habit that separates true winners from wannabes. Let's dive in. In this video, we will discuss some argument, real-life example, command, prohibition, analogy, micro-practice, example, life application. Life Rise, the decline of life to help you. Habit 1, the morning routine. Here's your first argument. Your morning sets the tone for your entire day. Most people wake up and immediately check their phones. They let the world dictate their first thoughts. This is a recipe for mediocrity. Successful people do the opposite. They own their mornings. They create sacred time for themselves. Let me give you a real-life example. Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, wakes up at 3:45 a.m. every single day. He doesn't check emails first. He doesn't scroll social media. He goes to the gym. He exercises his body. He prepares his mind. Only then does he engage with the outside world. Here's another example. Oprah Winfrey starts every morning with meditation. 20 minutes of complete silence. She focuses on gratitude. She sets her intentions for the day. This isn't coincidence. This is strategy. Your morning routine is like laying the foundation of a house. If the foundation is weak, everything else crumbles. If the foundation is strong, you can build skyscrapers. Here's a small exercise for you. Tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone for the first hour. Instead, do these 3 things. Make your bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Do 10 minutes of light exercise or stretching. That's it. Simple but powerful. Do not skip this exercise. Your future self will thank you. The rise of life begins with taking control of your first hour. The fall of life starts with giving that control away. Habit 2, laser focus. Here's your second argument. In today's world, attention is currency. Everyone wants a piece of your focus. Social media platforms, news outlets, advertisements, they're all fighting for your mental energy. Successful people protect their focus like a fortress. They understand a simple truth. What you focus on expands. Focus on problems. Problems multiply. ... Focus on solutions. Solutions appear. Focus on opportunities. Opportunities increase. Let me share a powerful analogy. Your mind is like a magnifying glass. When sunlight passes through a magnifying glass normally, nothing happens. But when you focus that same sunlight into a single point, it creates fire. Your scattered attention creates nothing. Your focused attention creates everything. Here's a command for you. Eliminate all distractions during your most important work. Turn off notifications. Close unnecessary browser tabs. Put your phone in another room. Work in blocks of deep focus. Studies show that it takes 23 minutes to regain focus after an interruption. Most people get interrupted every 11 minutes. This means they never actually focus. They're always in a state of partial attention. Partial attention produces partial results. Do not accept partial results in your life. Here's a practical application. Choose your 3 most important tasks each day. Work on them during your peak energy hours. Give them your complete, undivided attention. Everything else can wait. Everything else is secondary. This single habit will multiply your productivity by 10. Habit 3, never stop learning. Here's your third argument. The moment you stop learning, you start dying. This isn't metaphorical. This is literal. Your brain needs constant stimulation to stay healthy. Your skills need constant updating to stay relevant. Your knowledge needs constant expansion to stay valuable. Successful people are learning machines. They read voraciously. They listen to podcasts. They attend seminars. They seek mentors. They ask questions. They experiment constantly. Here's a real-life example that will amaze you. Warren Buffett, one of the richest people in the world, spends 80% of his day reading. 80%. That's approximately 6 hours every single day. He calls it compound learning. Just like compound interest grows money, compound learning grows wisdom. Here's another example. Bill Gates reads 50 books per year. That's almost 1 book per week. He takes detailed notes. He discusses ideas with experts. He applies what he learns immediately. Learning without application is worthless. Application without learning is dangerous. You need both. Here's an analogy for you. Your mind is like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it atrophies. If you exercise it regularly, it grows stronger. If you challenge it constantly, it becomes unstoppable. Here's a small exercise. Commit to learning something new every single day. It doesn't have to be big. Read 1 article about your field. Watch 1 educational video. Listen to 1 podcast episode. Have 1 meaningful conversation. Ask 1 insightful question. The key is consistency. Small learning compounds into massive wisdom. Do not underestimate the power of daily learning. It's the difference between leaders and followers. Habit 4, practice gratitude. Here's your 4th argument. Gratitude is the ultimate success accelerator. Most people focus on what they lack. Successful people focus on what they have. This isn't positive thinking nonsense. This is scientific fact. Gratitude rewires your brain. It increases dopamine production. It reduces cortisol levels. It improves sleep quality. It boosts immune function. It enhances creativity. It strengthens relationships. It attracts opportunities. Here's a powerful analogy. Complaining is like rocking in a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere. Gratitude is like fuel in your car. It powers you forward. It propels you toward your goals. Here's a command for you. Start a gratitude journal today, not tomorrow, not next week, today. Every morning, write down 3 specific things you're grateful for. Be specific. Don't just write family. Write my daughter's laugh when she tells me about her day. Don't just write health. Write my body's ability to run 3 miles without pain. Specificity amplifies gratitude's power. Here's a life application. When facing challenges, ask yourself this question. What can I learn from this situation that I can be grateful for? This single question transforms problems into opportunities. It changes your relationship with difficulty. It makes you anti-fragile. The rise of life happens when you appreciate what you have. The fall of life happens when you obsess over what you lack. Habit 5, master time management. Here's your 5th and final argument. Time is the only resource you can never get back. You can make more money, you can build more relationships, you can acquire more skills, but you cannot make more time. Successful people understand this deeply. They treat time like their most precious asset. They plan meticulously. They prioritize ruthlessly. They eliminate time wasters. They say no to good opportunities to say yes to great ones. Here's an analogy that will change how you think about time. Imagine you have $86,400 in your bank account every morning. But here's the catch. You must spend it all by the end of the day. Whatever you don't spend disappears forever. You can't save it. You can't roll it over. Use it or lose it. This is exactly how time works. You get 86,400 seconds every day. How are you spending them? Here's a prohibition for you. Do not multitask. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain cannot focus on multiple complex tasks simultaneously. What you call multitasking is actually task switching. And task switching destroys productivity. It increases errors. It creates stress. It wastes time. Focus on one thing at a time. Do it completely. Then move to the next thing. Here's a small exercise. For the next week, track how you spend every hour. Write it down. Be honest. You'll be shocked at how much time you waste. Most people waste 3 to 4 hours per day on meaningless activities. That's 21 to 28 hours per week. That's over 1,000 hours per year. Imagine what you could accomplish with an extra 1,000 hours. You could master a new skill. You could start a business. You could write a book. You could transform your health. You could deepen your relationships. The possibilities are endless. But first, you must reclaim your time. Here's a life application. Use the 80-20 rule. 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. Identify that crucial 20%. Focus on it relentlessly. Eliminate or delegate the rest. This is how successful people achieve more in less time. What we learned from this video. Let's recap the 5 habits that separate successful people from everyone else. First, they own their mornings. They create powerful routines that set them up for success. Second, they protect their focus. They eliminate distractions and work in deep concentration. Third, they never stop learning. They invest in their minds like successful investors invest in the stock market. Fourth, they practice gratitude. They focus on abundance instead of scarcity. Fifth, they master time management. They treat time as their most valuable resource. These aren't just habits. These are the pillars of an extraordinary life. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Knowing these habits means nothing. Applying these habits means everything. Information without implementation is just entertainment. Implementation without consistency is just a hobby. You need both implementation and consistency to see real results. Here's my challenge to you. Don't try to implement all 5 habits at once. That's a recipe for failure. Choose one habit, the one that resonates most with you, the one that feels most urgent. Master it for 30 days. Only then, move to the next habit. Remember, successful people aren't born different. They just develop different habits. Habits that compound over time. Habits that create extraordinary results. The question isn't whether these habits work. The question is whether you'll work the habits. Your future self is watching. Your family is counting on you. Your dreams are waiting for you. The time for excuses is over. The time for action is now. Start today. Start with one habit. Start with one small step, but start. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe for more life-changing content. And remember, your success is not an accident. It's a choice you make every single day, through the habits you develop, through the actions you take, through the person you decide to become. Choose wisely. Your future depends on it. Thank you for spending these few minutes with us today. We hope something here touched your heart and reminded you of your own strength. Now we want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What part spoke to you the most? How will you carry it into your life? Your voice matters. And when you share, you inspire more than you know. If this video gave you value, please like, subscribe, and pass it on to someone who might need this message today. Your support means the world to us. It helps us keep creating content that uplifts, encourages, and empowers. Until next time, stay inspired, stay growing, and never stop believing in your dreams.